Yeah.
Do you plan on getting married and having kids?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Who's the leader in the family?
Well, for me, I would want the man to be the leader of the family.
Okay, fair enough. Who's the leader in the family?
A man.
Who's the leader in the family?
The man should be the provider.
Yes,
That's
Queen.
how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Now, today we're going to react to, and this is a reaction video with Marquette, and why women view you as a check. Now, I believe in America, this is what I simply believe. America raises women to be hoes, and some people might get offended, but who cares? And they raise men to be tricks. I'm telling you this. They raise women to be hoes. They raise men to be tricked. Leave a comment down below. Let me know why you agree or why you don't agree. Let's continue.
I ain't
But
paying no
I mean, I
bills.
have
A
no
leader
problem with
has to be a
50-50,
provider.
but the man should be a
Oh,
provider.
I have a problem.
Okay,
That's just how I was raised.
So okay,
I was raised in a 2-parent household. My father was a provider. He did us good. He took
He
care
did
of
y'all
us.
good?
Yeah, he took care of us.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So you see, I asked who's the leader,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said the man should be the provider.
Okay, well, my mom, she was in charge.
That's because mostly women, to me, I think nowadays, they just see you as a check. You're just a money sign. If she talk to you a certain type of way, she act around you a certain type of way, she disrespect you a certain type of way, she don't like you. She don't like you. She don't like you and you happen to still be around, that's on you. That's not on her. Kudos to her. It ain't gonna look good on your behalf. But let's continue. Because I think he cooking.
Of everything other than that, but providing.
Oh, so your mom was actually the leader then?
Pretty much, she said she run the house.
So your father, you're in the holy book of, your father was not a leader. He was a provider, as you rightly said.
And I don't believe that a woman should run the house. She should manage it. But it's just like, look at it as a hierarchy. If you go to work, right, you have managers, you have the owner, you have the boss, right? At the end of the day, she manages it. She don't run it. It's a big difference. But people get those things construed, right? Mostly people, the average person with the average mindset, the average brain, they get it all confused. They don't know which way to go. Left, right, left. They think providing is the thing that a man have to do. It don't work like that. But let's continue.
Which would make him a simp. So he's basically catching an L in that whole situation. Because he's shelling out his money, but mom's is running everybody's program.
Nah, I don't see it like that.
Well, of course you don't.
honestly.
It's your father, right? I mean, like, that wouldn't be quite right.
I mean, I don't see it like that only because
you don't view him as a leader, because I asked you and you said he's a provider, which means that
he is.
Yeah, but do you know what the trick is?
What?
You know what the trick is.
And why do you assume I know what the trick is?
You don't know what the trick is?
Is it tricking if you got it?
You don't know the trick?
Is it?
I know what it
Is it tricking if you got it?
Right.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
It's still tricking. If you pay to play, it's tricking. If you gotta pay just to get a woman, something wrong with you. You got people getting your woman just off the game, just off what's coming out a player's mouth. You paying?
You don't know the trick is?
Yeah.
You do know the trick. So why you play games with me?
I just want to know why you asked me. Why you couldn't ask her?
Because I can look in and see your soul. That's
And
how.
what is about myself?
We ain't talking about your soul right now. We just asking you, do you know what the trick is?
Yeah.
Now tell us what the
keep
trick
on going.
is. Tell us what the trick is. She started laughing to herself. That's crazy.
That's like crazy for you to ask me right now.
What did you
It's
because
so crazy.
Because what?
some people answers to get them in trouble for like future situations.
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
You got some. Okay, I ain't trying to mess up with you.
No, I'm
got
not saying I don't got nothing going on, but it's
No,
like
I ain't gonna mess up what you got going. I ain't gonna mess up what you got going on. Go ahead. I want everybody earning well. It's a beautiful thing. What is a trick?
a trick is somebody that splurges on somebody with materialistic things and they don't necessarily get anything in return.
Right.
Now some do expect stuff in return.
Oh yeah, they be expecting stuff.
Mhm.
They be for sure
I
expecting
know.
stuff.
but that's why they're a trick because you trick
Right.
them.
Ooh, I thought.
And that's what happens when you trick. You think that you paying this, you paying that whole time. They tricking you out your money. That's it. So who got tricked? That's what I want to know. Who got tricked in that situation? It's all if it's all about the money, right? And you paying for things transactionally, and she might not even like you no more. But you paying for things. Oh, it's okay. You do this. Oh, let me show her how much money I make. Let me show her. Money can't keep her. She gonna be who she is and what she is. If she's for the streets, she for the streets. If she ain't, she ain't. Right now, I'm not talking about all women. I'm just talking about the majority of the women, and especially American women. They are raised to be hoes, and the guys, American guys, are raised to be tricks. I'm telling you. If you don't agree, let me know why you don't agree in the comments. But this is what I observe with my own two eyes, right? If she's styling you and you can't say this and you can't do this and you can't have another chick, not even on the side, in front of her face, then you are not it. You're literally not it. You gotta lie to keep up. You gotta lie to comply. You wonder why she don't respect you. Because it's like, you should have just kept it a G. You should have kept it a Billy Bean, a buck at the beginning. But let's continue.
You ain't want to speak on it.
No, that I just have to.
Yeah, you know too well. Now you're trying to add stuff, but you ain't want to say nothing at first.
You're right. I'm out.
And listen to me, Shorty right here.
As someone who learned English as a second language, writing has always.
What do you guys think so far? You know, and most people was raised wrong. If you wasn't raised with your a complete father around you, just because you're raised with your father don't mean, because a lot of people learn the wrong things. They just pass it on. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Well, who told you that? Who taught you that? Really? Is that what you're supposed to do? Okay, cool. 10 years, 5 years, 15, 20 years from now, is it working? Does it even work? Did you take your own advice? Huh? All right, then. 9 times out of 10, you didn't. But let's continue.
The typical female in that you want to do things on your time, and you say that the man is running things, but you're gonna put up a fight the whole way through. It's like you enjoy that part. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It is what it is.
You're right.
I know I'm right. I appreciate you keeping it a bean out here. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that. Yeah.
What you weigh, about a $118, $125?
$130.
Word?
$130.
You hiding it. Okay.
It's just the black.
She's sitting on it.
Yeah. Praise his name. Hallelujah.
Are you single? You didn't say your relationship status.
No, he said something about his girl can't. I'm trying to figure out. You didn't.
I'm saying low key out here. Goddamn.
Low key?
Yeah. I'm just trying to say low key out
you
here.
You don't want to share that status?
What's wrong with it?
You know, I just like to,
got a couple of them.
We on here to highlight you beautiful women. Right. You feel me? We on here to bring y'all to the audience. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't that a beautiful thing though?
How many girlfriends you got?
Heard,
he flipped it.
You know what? I got some spaces.
Are you married?
No.
Oh,
do you want to get married?
Makes sense.
I do, but I'm not gonna get married in the United States because the laws ain't right. You hear me? The laws ain't right.
Oh, you're one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't believe getting married in the United States either. The laws don't benefit you. It's like you're stuck. The laws don't benefit you, not in the United States, right? Because it's like if you get married in the United States, to me, you get married to the state, which means that whatever the state says, that's what you got to live by. And to me, the state don't have men. They don't have their best interests. It's most likely it incentivizes the woman. It don't incentivize the men. It incentivizes the woman. So there you have it. Let's go.
They're just gonna take everything I have.
Well, you can't be certain. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But for me, it's like I don't want to have to.
But if you marry for love, it wouldn't matter.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the whole point of getting married for.
Love?
Yeah, I mean,
what?
Men are thinking about if it fails.
Love? Wait, no, love is. I don't need love.
So what are you getting married for?
Everybody
respect,
needs love.
legacy, service.
Love.
Well said.
No.
So basically,
respect,
you're saying
legacy, service. In fact, you'll find women who love you to death, but that won't stop them from looking you dead in your eyes. That won't stop them from looking you dead in your eyes and disrespecting you to your face while loving you. And sometimes they'll disrespect you because they love you so much. And maybe you looked at that girl or talked to that girl, or you didn't react the way they wanted you to react. And they love you and have such strong feelings, they'll disrespect you to your face. Right. And me, like, disrespect is a no-go. I wouldn't care if you're a senior citizen, a toddler, a woman I love, or anybody. You got to kick rocks. I don't
Do you
take no
think-
disrespect.
Do you think marriage is like a business transaction?
Right.
No, it's not a business
Because that's
transaction.
what it sounded like.
It does sound like.
But you should take a business mindset to it. And in business, you say, what are the profits looking like? What are the benefits here? What are the costs looking
Gold
like?
digger.
What's the expense?
Mhm.
And you know what? A lot of women are gold diggers and don't even know it. Like, for example, say you're talking to Shorty, right? And you
Mhm.
say, is a man the leader? And then Shorty look you dead in your eyes and be like, he's the provider. You're like,
I
shit, like,
mean-
we ain't even talking about that. God damn.
I mean,
And I let you know they focus on that bad. And that's evil because they don't see it.
And I believe it's a difference between a leader and a provider, right? A provider is just a financial aspect of it, right? Men and women are supposed to be able to provide, right? If you want the thing to go long. If she just look at you as a provider and that's it, it's over. It's over. If she just look at you as a provider and not the leader, which means you don't have any say so, you can't do what you want to do, you got to check in. She set rules for you. She don't have any rules to abide by. Hell nah. Hell nah. And most people are living like that. But let's continue.
A man for what he is. They see a man as an ATM.
Not if I'm already doing good by myself.
Why y'all be lying knowing
Nah,
all y'all
nah.
be broken in the by yourself? That's why y'all want that provider. Because one thing I know, and I date mostly wealthy women. You heard me? I tell people, I in general, I say stay away from people who are broken ugly. I don't care if they male or female. They broken ugly and or stay away from them. That's number one.
Mhm.
And then number two, I like my women wealthy. You heard me? So they got something to contribute.
So why is it an issue for us to find somebody that has money? If I'm saying I'm good on my own.
But you said provider. See,
Yeah.
it'd be one thing if you said, I want someone that's balling like I'm balling, cool. Or I want somebody that's on the level, cool.
Right.
But you said provider, which means he needs to turn it over to you.
I can learn from that provider though.
What you need to learn? If you got a provider, what you need to learn?
I'm learning.
You should already know what you need to know.
I mean, I know what I know, but
How old
it's good
are
to
you?
learn.
22,
Yeah,
right?
But it's good to learn.
You should already know what you need to know to get a man and to have a happy, successful family.
But you just said my age. I'm 22. I'm still learning.
No, that's not young. See, that's the problem is y'all think that's young. That's not young at all.
Facts.
I'm still learning.
What is it then?
She learning
Right.
slow. She learning slow. But go ahead.
I'm not learning
What is
slow.
it?
I'm far from slow.
That we're
She
young.
learning slow out
I'm
here.
far
right?
from slow.
But dig this. The issue is that I'm definitely not a guy who views himself as a provider at all. Like I'm not on that at all.
I don't think no guy should view themselves as a provider because that's how she gets you together. Now, as far as a leader, of course, you're supposed to be the leader, the man of the household, XYZ, right? That's of course. And it ain't about love. It's most likely about respect because love runs out. Respect goes a long way. She don't respect you, it's no way. It's no point. It's no point. This is what I observe. But let's continue.
I can provide and I probably will provide because I got it. And because if you're my old lady, I view you as family.
Right.
You hear me? Like just like if you were I would take care of you. If you're my old lady, I would take care of you. Hell, if you're my mother, my employee, my good friend, I will take care of you. But it's not because we're in a romantic dynamic. It's because there's love between us. But I also expect that if I didn't have it like that, you would take care of me. If it had to be that you were the provider, I would let you provide and I'll feel just as fine. And when you walk in that house, I'm still the boss in the house. I'm still the king. And you're still taking orders from me
Fact.
because I'm the man.
That's why I titled this and said that she only thinks that you are a check. If she only view you as a money supply, it's over. You're never supposed to lead with your wallet anyway. It's over because once you don't have any money, once you're in a situation, once you're in a jam, she's going to go alongside with that. You know, I know people that get women just off straight game. They could be broke as a joke. They could just have their mouthpiece, how they look, how they present themselves. And that's it. You got other people playing house and wondering why it don't work. But let's continue.
I don't know.
Talk to me.
I'm trying to understand that. Like I was with you.
You got the whole
Till the end,
no.
but I'm trying to understand 'cause
I
I'm
know
an
why. No,
open-minded
this is
person.
important.
I'm a real open-minded person.
This
so it's
is
like,
important.
No.
Like you
It's
said,
your
for instance,
holosophy. It's the holosophy.
The
that's bothering.
philosophy.
Because of the holosophy, you view the man as a income source.
Right.
And because he is an income source, and that's where you identify his true value, because that's all you've ever known, most Black women. You only understand the man as an income source. And when the man is absent, what does the government replace him with? a check.
That part.
Food stamps, EBT.
Listen, I'm telling you. And this started out with y'all, with ladies' grandmother, their mothers, all of that, right? Think about it like back in the day. I just did a video on this. Go check it out. And it shows you how they replaced the man in the family, right? Especially black men. They replaced the man in the family with something called a check, EBT, food stamps, everything else. So they say, look, we're going to incentivize you to break up the family, but we're going to take care of you and give you food stamps, EBT, all government assistance stuff, basically. And to me, anytime you depend on the government, it keeps you at the same place. Yeah, you can make a little money here and there, XYZ, but it's not the money that you really want to make. It's not going to be enough money for financial freedom. It's not. And if it is, it's going to take you at least this lifetime plus the next lifetime. You're going to have to come back to this planet at least 6 times because they milking you as well. Because time is the most valuable thing ever. If they control your time, you can't move, you can't do this, you can't do that. They got you. It's over. It's over. That's why it pays to learn. It pays to grow. It pays to figure out what you don't know, because that's what's keeping you in your situation. But let's continue.
When he's not.
In fact, before I continue, I just left. This is how you support the channel. Get the AirTech EMF protectors. These help you. It protects against electromagnetic frequencies, you know, from the radiation that's coming off the phones to the screens, to your cell phones, to the Wi-Fi. It protects you along that nature. This is how you support the channel. I actually pinned it to the top of the chat. So when you get a chance, click the link. Of course, you get a wonderful discount for using my link. I add value to this channel. Let's go.
Not
So
there.
the baby involved.
When he's not there, alimony, child support. So the man exists as a check.
Fact.
So that's what you understand his value to be. However, if you're a real woman that does not suffer from holosophy, you see a man like me, you might say,
You said holosophy.
Holosophy.
Okay.
yes.
Holosophy. That's a different.
He keep
But-
throwing a little sneak this in there.
Yeah,
You gotta catch
thotonometry.
it
Thotonometry.
Okay.
a little
So
fast.
if you're really a woman that is blessed with some ism, you would say a man like Marquette, if he had no income, he still has multiple degrees from top 20 universities, one of which is ranked number 1 on the planet
We ain't
Earth.
talking about you though.
No, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. He still has advanced degrees from top 20 universities. He's well-traveled, extraordinarily knowledgeable, very industrious, innovative. He has all these great qualities. He's very charming. He knows how to make me laugh. He can support me. He can bring me up when my spirits are low. Providing, what's that? That's not necessary. He has all of these other things that make him one of the best men I've ever encountered. But the fact that you reduce your man to providing lets us know that it's a hollow relationship, and this generally comes from the poor. Ironically,
Facts.
most black women, 70% plus, grow up without a father. When you ask black women, what does the man have to have? Has to be a pro.
To me, if she grow up without a father, she's gonna be a headache. Let me repeat. If she grow up without a father, she's gonna be a headache. And if you wasn't the first person to imprint her, meaning that you wasn't the first person to lay with her, she always gonna have those spirits on her anyway. So therefore, you're always gonna have a problem. If you the second, third, fourth, fifth, you don't know how many people she slept with before she got with you. You don't know. So let's just say that whatever she say, oh, it was just 2 or 3 people times 3. So that's 9. And what does she consider? She got one night stands too. So what does that consider? Oh no, that don't count. So all I'm saying is that when you intertwine with somebody, you have those spirits that come down on her. Sometimes they be mad, and they don't even be mad at you. They be mad at the spirits that they have to deal with, because they can't see what they already saw. Once again, you cannot see what you already saw. But let's continue. Pick them wisely, or go overseas and get a virgin. That's what I say.
Provider. They don't know what a man is. They only know the check that replaced the man. But when you talk to middle class and upper class women, they never mention a provider, even though they might expect it. They don't even think to say it. Why? Because there's not the need. The black woman is speaking from the need. And the sad thing is because they're dishonest, and because it's hard to admit, like, when we're not in the position we want to be, they say, oh, I'm good. I'm an independent woman. I'm good. I can take care of myself. Well, then why do you keep on talking provider, provider, provider if you provided for already?
Because they can't.
Because if
No, let her
that's
answer.
provided
Let her answer.
independent,
Because they can't. They really can't. They really can't take care of themselves. If they could, they won't depend on the government. They really can't take care of themselves. But let's continue.
I just want to know why you targeting me. But
she act like she ain't even on the show and shit.
No,
she act like she's sitting off
so
camera, and
like,
I just keep referencing her. This is crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
I'm
it
gonna
out.
eat her ass up too.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you said being an independent woman, why are we looking for a provider? Because like you said before, we being an independent woman because we have to. It's not something that somebody wanna be. Okay, like you said, there's a lot of losers out here. There's a lot of losers. Nobody's gonna force nobody to be around. Like who's gonna force anybody to be around? Back then, yeah, you'll do that for an image or stuff like that. But like some people don't want to be independent women. But if that's what you have to do, that's what's gonna happen.
Here we go. Remind me to buy another arm. I'm gonna have to start using an arm to hold this mic because we're about to get real technical in this. Again, technical. Okay, love. So you said number one that you have to be an independent woman, huh? Okay, let's figure out if that's true. Let's figure out if that's true. And then you said you're looking for a provider, right? Okay, good. So a provider, correct?
You said looking.
Yeah,
I didn't say
you want a provider.
Some woman would want. Yeah.
No, we're talking about you right now. I want to know about
me.
you. Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about me?
I want to talk about you, baby.
Me.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want?
Hey, the man asked you a question. Can you answer the question directly, man? You could not answer a question with a question. Now you could tell who has some sense and who don't. And yeah, she may be pretty, but to me, it's like, okay. And after you look past the beauty, it's like, where your brains at? You know, like what can you do? Can you do anything or not? 9 times out of 10, you can't do anything. If you're doing a common thing that everybody doing with a little bit of and a little bit of that, I mean, come on now. You got to do a little bit more than that. In fact, way more. But let's continue.
Like you say, a provider and a leader.
So you said a provider. Okay. Provider. So the concept of the provider, this is an old concept that comes from like the 1920s, you know, like way back when women did not work, right? So the man earned the bacon and he had all the provisions because women would stay at home. When the woman would stay at home because they didn't have a job, what did the woman do? What was she really good at?
She cooked and she cleaned and she got that ring.
Cooked.
You're funny.
And she cleaned.
That light-skinned one is so silly. She's silly to me. You could tell she easily programmed. What y'all think? Leave a comments down below. She's easily programmed. She cooks, she clean. That's a little Cardi B in the making. She cooks, she clean. She don't cook, she don't clean, but she got a ring. Huh. That's how all these female thinks nowadays. They don't have to do nothing to get something. Y'all better put them to work. Stop playing, man. If you don't put them to work, they surely gonna put you to work. Remember, I tell you that. Keep your foot on their neck.
Amazing. In addition to that, you know, when we go way back to the 1920s when providers were a real thing, how many bodies you think the woman usually had when she was going into that marriage?
0.
Yeah, probably 0. Probably a virgin, right? Okay, cool.
And that's another thing, right? Most of the people getting married, you're not even married in a virgin. So what you marrying? Leftovers? Most of the people are getting married and you're not even married in a virgin. So why the hell you wearing a white dress? It's supposed to be pure. That's why I say this American way of doing things is all backwards. We got to go all the way back to traditionalism, where they actually work. Why do you think your grandparents had 9, 10, 11 kids? Nowadays, if they do have that many kids, it's by like 4 different people, 5 different people. Think about it. It's never with the same person. And if you do find it, it's rare. Now, we're talking about the majority, not about the minority. It's something wrong. To me, it's a mental illness that's going on around here. They think what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. They think what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. That's why it don't work. But let's continue. Leave the thoughts down below. Let's go.
So your cooking skills are not A1. That's
you
not.
You can't cook. That.
No, I do, because you answered the question. I said, no. Can you cook? And you said, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I can't cook soul food. But here's the thing. I know a lot of women. That's
not the only entree.
Fair enough, my love. But I know a lot of women who are phenomenal cooks, and because they're great cooks, when you say, "Can you cook?" the answer is, Oh, absolutely. I can cook this cuisine. I can cook Moroccan. I could cook Indian. I could cook soul food. I could cook Jamaican. Wagwan. I could do it all. Right. Because you can't cook. So my point is, when you can't cook, you start copping pleas and giving excuses. Because when you can do something, you say you can do it. Like, for example, if you say, Marquette, do you have bars? I'm like, what?
No way.
What? I'm like, yes, I have super bars. There's nothing to think about. You ask Jordan, bro, like, are you the greatest? He'd be like, I'm the greatest. You ask Floyd Mayweather, are you the best? I'm the best ever. You ask Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest. So you can't cook, and it's okay. It's just you're not keeping it real right now. You're not a good cook.
I'm a amateur cook.
You're an amateur cook, right? Now you want to hop in there?
Honestly, I see what you're saying about how the man should be older for as far as providing and all that other stuff. I don't go out with men younger than me because that's just weird.
That's crazy.
And every single time I'm around people that are younger than me, they don't have the same mindset as me. I feel like I'm more advanced than them because I'm doing other. They're worried about other too.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I see what you're saying as far as that, but in some circumstances, sometimes women can learn things at an early age, and or they can learn late in life.
You know, all I'm saying is that there's a huge amount of competition for the guys that are most sought after for women, because the truth is, if a woman wants a guy who is a provider, you done knocked a lot of dudes out of the ranking, especially if you're black and you want a black guy. You done took shit. You done took 98% out off rip. And then on top of that, if you said, okay, I want a guy who A, can be a provider, and he's not old, he's not fat, he's not ugly, and he's not short. Once you start slicing up like that, it's like 5 left. There's 5 left. And here's the thing. Y'all going to have to share the or fight over him. And what's going to happen 9 out of 9 is he's going to lie to you and tell you that you're monogamous and he got 3 chicks on the side. And you can't even blame him. Facts. Because they all looking for the same demographic and he's one of the few. But here's the other thing you got to trip on. You get that guy who's a good provider. He's good looking. He's tall. He's charming. He dresses well. He's not overweight. So there's not a lot of him. But just like Ye told you in that song, it's a lot of you. It's only one of me, which means this. So the guy who is successful and has all those qualities and is single for you to be with him, not a lot of him. Young 22-year-old women who are good looking and need a man, it's a lot of them. Fact. Am I wrong? Fact. It's a lot of them. And they single because they're young. So you see how the math ain't mathing? Like y'all setting yourselves up for failure. And most of you guys aren't qualified anyways, but you won't keep it a bean. Y'all ain't qualified. Okay. Let me get off you because you told me to get off you. Let me get on her. Can I get on it?
Come back,
okay, check this out. So you ain't qualified, but she even less qualified. But at least she keeping it real. She says you can't cook, right? That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, and I can't blame you. You had a white mama. They seasoned.
No, my mom can cook.
Okay,
she threw down for Thanksgiving.
On everything.
Yeah, she did.
That's deep. We got to stop throwing shade on white women because I know a couple white women that could really throw down. I know one that can't cook worth. I'm trying to get her out my stable right now. I didn't open up the gate. Yeah, go free. Yeah, she just won't leave. But anyways, so you can't cook though.
I guess you can say that.
Right. Okay. So with that being the case, like she's not qualified. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it really depends on what they're looking for.
If you
because just like you said that we shouldn't be looking for a provider. Or, somebody, like you said, you would do it just out of love, but you don't necessarily feel as though you owe that. It's something I can offer, but it really just depends.
You talking about the cooking?
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing that hurts my heart because there's a big difference between this provider piece and this cooking piece. This provider piece is just like your fantasies of what you've heard. Like a lot of Black women haven't even seen that in real life. You heard me? They just heard about providers. They ain't even experienced it. But this cooking piece, this is divinely ordained. This is biology. Whether you're religious, non-religious, atheist, whatever you want to call it, you were made to be the provider of food and sustenance. Marquette, what do you mean? School them. Here we go.
Cook them.
When the child has come out of your body, where does it get its food from?
Me.
You. Whether you like it or not, right? That's where the child gets its food from.
Right.
I can be completely MIA, and a lot of are. So the fact is that you are made, divinely ordered to provide that food. So the fact that you women live in such unnatural ways to where you don't feel like you need to provide food when the food is actually put into your bosom, that's crazy. Now, when you turn around and say, well, Marquette, you guys are meant to be the provider, I'm going to say how, Sway, and I'll bet my whole life. In fact, I'll bet everybody's life that not one of you guys can justify why the man is the provider. I just justify why the woman is the provider of food, right? That makes sense to you, don't it? Sound real good.
It's European ways. They was taught backwards. You was taught by your oppressors, and you live in life oppressed. And you think it's so right when it's so wrong. That's why I say people are celebrating wrong and they trying to make it seem so right, and what's really right they frown upon. But let's continue. It's like the world is living on opposite. It's opposite day, I guess, opposite life. But let's continue.
Good. That's that ism. Now, justify to me why the man is the provider. I'll wait.
Are you talking like food wise? Because I would think more so, because men more so be the hunters that bring the food back to the family.
I like where you went with that, love. So you said men are the hunters; they bring the food back, the right? You heard of hunter gatherers, right? Yeah, we learned about this in school. You know, when we were way back, we had the hunter gatherer.
Right.
The men were the
providers, but they were
the hunters
and get the animal.
And the women were the
kids. Oh my gosh.
They did. Damn, where'd you go to school at?
Where did I go to school?
You grew up out here? You went to school out here?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I thought you were from Illinois.
I graduated high school. I went to elementary school there. I graduated high school and everything.
Out here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you ain't learned. Okay, that's cool. So the hunter-gatherers, the men we were taught are the hunters. The women we were taught are foraging and gathering. Gathering what? Like berries, nuts, things like this, right? Yeah, exactly. So we were both providing the food. We were both bringing it back. Yes. So where did it become that the man's the sole provider? Because sometimes you got on that hunt and you don't catch that antelope.
That's when the money came about or whatever. Okay. But that's what I'm saying.
So
that's what a provider.
What you have to understand though is that that's not natural. It's not based on anything. It's just based on culture. It's based on what you learn from the white man in America. That's what it's based on. But what I told you, that the woman is the provider of food, that's going to go back to all of human history, time immemorial. That's what God ordered. That's what nature ordered. But what you're talking about is just how one set of human beings decided to live, and then they promoted this idea to you on TV. So I'm pointing out to you that it just comes from the mind of a man. Just like me, I'm a man. It just comes from the mind of a man. So it's false, is what I'm saying. It's false. Just as easily, you could have been the provider, and I could be sitting at home.
Y'all are built different.
So yeah, we have fast twitch muscle.
This woman's just blurring things out. You could tell. Well, go ahead. Let's continue.
We have greater bone density. We're taller. So how do those things help us in earning money in the modern economy? It doesn't. That's why when you look at college enrollment,
but that's how the
females
system was
are enrolled
set up,
60%.
Like just like when you said when we didn't have the same amount of freedom as you guys. So we were made to cook and clean, and we didn't always have the same job opportunities. We weren't always able to work.
It wasn't that you didn't have the same freedom, because I was talking about the hunter-gatherers. It wasn't that you didn't have freedom. It's just that you guys were not good enough to be hunters. So you gather because you can't chase down big game. Right. You don't have the strength and durability. So because of your weakness, you resorted to the gathering and foraging, right? But once we got out of that and we went to agrarian societies and we started to have advanced forms of farming and modern economies, then there's no logic that you can explain as to why the man is the provider. It just falls apart really quickly.
Okay.
Like you guys say the man is the provider, but none of you know why.
I know why. It's because I was raised that way. I was raised that way.
You're raised that way. Do you think that there was anything in your upbringing that may have been wrong?
Most people was raised wrong. Because some of the concepts that you was raised on, you got to really think about it. It's like, what? Does that even make sense? I remember I used to go to church and I said, what? As I got older, I said, does that even make sense? It just controls you. It teaches you how to think. It teaches you how to be oppressed. You can't make independent decisions on your own. You need somebody to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. It's for the blah, blah. I've been paying tithes for this long, and why ain't nothing changed? It's for the blah, blah. It's for the people that don't think. and they got a place for you. You got a place for you. You want to be told what to do in this life? They got a place for you. You want to tell people what to do in this world? They have a place for you. So everything to me is subjective. That's why knowledge is so important. It's super important. I don't care what nobody say. Knowledge is one of the most important things ever. Why do you think they try to keep it away from you? But let's continue.
No.
So your upbringing was perfect.
I mean, everybody goes through everybody, no matter what. But
you don't think there's anything that your parents ever told you that was wrong?
I mean, they don't know everything.
Right. So when you mention your upbringing, what you're failing to acknowledge is that they're teaching you what they were taught.
Right.
And they may have been also taught wrong. Right. So they've just passed on the wrong.
Some people pass on the wrong things. They don't even know why they do what they do. They just pass on the wrong things. They think that's right. That's why you have to be an independent thinker. But on that note, leave your thoughts down below. Smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Let me know what you think. Fellas, do you think you're just a check? You think she just with you just for the money? And let me know why and why not. Do she just call you a provider? When it's time to lead, you don't have any say so. You can't move how you move, walk how you walk. You can't talk how you talk. Let me know. Leave your thoughts down below. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. And tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show.